Hey YouTube, there's plenty of videos out there showing me removing the back wheel, but this is the nitty gritty of it. Let me raise you up and point you down a little bit. Oh, come on. Quit being stubborn. Oh, would help if I was unscrewing the right thing. So I can't see worth a crap, but hopefully you can. So we're going to take these loose. They're 4mm. We're going to reuse these, even though it's likely that the rotor that you buy will come with bolts. Check the length before you use them. These are not very tight, and they don't need to be. So I decided not to show you me taking the wheel off because I didn't want the video to be that long. I'm putting them up on a magnet that I have on the fender. You can buy a mechanic's tray or whatever you need to keep track of your screws. So there's going to be two parts to this. One is removing the rotor and putting the new rotor on. I'm putting a 180mm rotor. Of course, somebody got to do the lawnmower thing. I'm trying to get Karen to go for a bike ride because it is absolutely beautiful out here for middle of October. It don't get much better than this. So let's take this out of the way. I probably can angle it around there. There's the rotor. We're going to clean the side of the motor housing off while we're there, because it just makes sense to do it right now. So like I said, there's screws that came with this, but I already know they're too long, so we won't be using those. Ladybug. You could Loctite these if you want, but they're still Loctite on them, so it's still going to keep them from coming loose. And so don't tighten them down all the way, just run them in a ways. Everybody's doing their fall cleanup. Oh, yeah, I got it going the right way. You should be able to read the writing on the rotor. If you can't, then you probably have it on backwards. Put 6 screws back in. You could use an impact driver if you want to, but it's going to over tighten them. I think they only need like 8 or 9 newton meters of torque, or inch pounds of torque, I should say. So we're what we expect to get out of this upgrade is better braking. We're not going to change the pads or any of that stuff, but because the pads are almost brand new. So go around, use my calibrated hand. So that's the rotor change. It's that simple. When laying your wheel down on that side, make sure you do it gently. So the pad change, I mean the adapter change is a 5mm. So take it loose from here. Let's see. I think you guys are seeing what I'm going to be doing. Oh, yeah, that's right. This is the screwed up one. I have another one to replace it up there. So we'll just toss that one out of the rotation. And the new mount came with, speaking of which, I should loosen these up first so I'm not struggling to do it once I take it off. The new mount comes with Loctite prep bolts already. Now if you're doing an upgrade on both wheels, you're going to need this adapter for the front wheel. You only need to purchase one for the back wheel. Okay. We're going to reuse those screws. And here, I've shown that part number, but I got it off Amazon. This is a 180mm /203. If you were putting it on front, it'd be a 203 and a 180 on the back, which is probably about as big as you want to go. I don't think you'd probably want to go much bigger than that. So let's just need to finish doing what I'm doing first before I got two screws. Well, let's put these up here. I used an impact on driver on that, screwed that one up, so we will not be reusing these. And the ones that came with the adapter are black anyway, so we might as well just use the new ones. Oh, that's great. So this is a 180 front, 160 back. Like I said, you need to use that one for the front. And this is a 180/203. It's not quite shiny like the other one was, but oh well. So the chances that these rotors are going to be straight out of the bag is pretty slim. And if you remember right, it took me longer to do the front rotor adjustments than it did to install The goes on there like that. Get started. You can tighten this one down. You can tighten them down all the way because there's no adjustment on these ones. Excuse me again. So it's going to be a pain because of the Loctite being on there and me being so freaking fumble-fingered to get them to screw in there, because their Loctite does do a good job of keeping retaining those bolts. So don't over tighten these either. They're aluminum and they probably won't hold up to being over tightened. Okay, now we put the caliper back on there. Ooh, we need a little more cable. We're going to use the screws that we took out to retain the caliper. We won't be tightening these up right. Well, you know what? Let's put the back wheel on first. It's a whole lot easier to do it with this out of the way. So, I need to finish cleaning the wheel off and clean this grease off in here. Dirt off, might as well clean it while you've got it. Oh, so now there's retainers, there's torque washers on here that need to be lined up right, and the torque washer goes up. So gotta get a hold on wherever I'm sitting all my glasses. Put your chain back on your gear. And turn your wheel until you get your torque lined up. chain's pretty tight. Boy, I think we're gonna have to take that chain off the chain wheel. It's fighting me all the way. That one goes on there like that. Oh, and I need that. And I need to go around to the side so you can see. You won't be able to see, but it don't really matter because it's not much different than the other. I just can't see the bolt hole without being over here. Drop my screw. Now I'm screwed. This is a 4mm. Okay. So now we need the, what do we need? We need the derailleur guard. Goes in place. First screw everything down. And so you're gonna have to grab the wheel and make sure it's all the way seated in the dropout. Tighten back up. We'll put the chain back on here in a minute after I'm through on the other side. So we put the washers back on in the order they came off of. Put it back on the same way. This one's seated all the way already. I'll tighten them up more when they're on the ground. Let's put the chain back on so it's not in my way. There's no way to keep them getting greasy hands. You want to try to get the grease off your hands when you're dealing with the brakes. You don't want. You can clean it up afterwards, but so now we need this back over here, and we need the 5mm to put the rotor back on. So. Like I said, we're not going to tighten these down all the way, for the simple fact is that we're going to have to adjust it, because we know since we put a different rotor on there, it's probably not even going to be close. First thing we'll do is we'll put this sucker out a ways. Now, it being such bright daylight, I can't really see where it's rubbing. But I'm gonna guess it's still the inside. We don't want to take that too far out, because we'll tighten these down a little bit. Let's see. Pretty stinking tight. So now we gotta loosen up the cable. There. And do believe we need to take this in all the way. And we're rubbing on the brake adapter was rubbing, so we'll pull that out a little bit. They're so close that they can rub if you're not careful. I can tell you right now, I got the cable routed wrong. It's just easier to pull it out and put it back in right. It needs to go inside this. Make sure the cable's all wound back tight. Stick it right through there.